Hello my year 9s, welcome back to the class. Today we're going to be learning about colors. Yes, we have learned so many about the colors before. However, this is going to be a really good exercise for you guys to get onto before we actually start on the painting activity that we promised to do when we come back. So yes, in class we have actually done some painting exercise so you guys do understand about color mixing. However, we're just going to be organizing all of that, so we're going to be creating a page that shows that you understand all about the colors. So as you can see, we're going to be creating some color wheels. Before we make the color wheels, I'm just going to be going through the baby steps, the really important examples before we actually create these. So step 1, we have red, yellow and blue, and these are called the primary colors. Basically, think about it as the base colors. These are the colors which can be mixed to actually create different colors. So they're like the bases. So by mixing up the two primary colors, we can create the secondary colors. So as you can see it in the chart, we have orange, green and purple. Now by mixing up the red color and the yellow color, we can create the orange color. By mixing up the yellow and the blue, we can create the green color. By mixing up the blue and the red, you can create the purple color. So by mixing up those two primary colors, we can create the secondary colors. So those were the really simple steps about the colors. Now we're going to be talking a little bit about the tertiary colors. Tertiary colors are something in between the primary and the secondary colors. So basically from the primary colors that we created, for example, we have yellow over here, and then we have the blue to create the green. If you mix up a little bit more of the yellow to that green that we created, it creates a yellowish green color. If this is really confusing for you guys, think about it as a pencil technique that we were doing. So when we are doing the tones with the pencils, we had light, medium and dark tones. Those were the three tones we used quite a lot. However, sometimes we even talked about the light medium tone and like the medium dark tone or darkish medium tones. Those things in between are still considered as tone as well. Same thing is applied in the colors. So if we have the primary colors and the secondary colors, there's also something in between as well, and those are considered as the tertiary colors. So after all these discussions, I hope you guys now understand a lot about these colors, and using that knowledge, we're now going to be creating the color wheel. First thing that I want you guys to do is get a piece of A4 paper. Always try to use an A4 paper because we can put it back into our workbook later. You can get a round object, something like a clock, etc. Or you can use a compass, and what I want you guys to do is draw a perfect circle in the middle of an A4 paper. And make sure it's not too small and make sure it's not too big so it fits perfectly onto the A4 paper. And with that template that we just created, I'm going to be giving you guys 3 ideas that you can actually do to create the color wheel. First one is going to be using paint or colored pencil. So if you do have paint at home, or if you got colored pencil at home, you're more than welcome to use that to create these color wheels. And if you look at these color wheels very carefully from the diagram, what I want you guys to also try to do is try to also, as you get closer to the center, maybe try to make it slightly lighter. So for example, maybe you can add a little bit of a white color to it, or the better way to make the color much lighter is to actually dilute some water to the color that you have created with your paint. Now, just a little tip about using these coloring pencil. It's going to be taking quite a lot of time to do it with the coloring pencil. However, it's going to be better to control, but you do have to remember you need to build lots and lots of layers for you guys to mix it up. So you use yellow, and then you put red on top of it, and then you have to go back to the yellow and mix it on top of it again, so more of the layers can be mixed on top of each other to create the perfect color that you actually want. Now another way to create this color wheel is to actually use collage. If you have photos with colors with it, or if you have some magazines or newspaper cards, you're more than welcome to use that to create these color wheels as well. So as you can see over here, yes, you can make it look really perfect. However, I don't mind you guys just cutting out pieces of papers and then putting it next to each other, just like how Mr. Kearney has done over here. This is his example, you guys can do it like this as well. And finally, you guys can create a sculpture as well. So as you can see it from the diagram, you guys can get coloring pencils, and instead of coloring it, just lay it out nicely against a white piece of paper and maybe collect some objects which has these primary, secondary and tertiary colors. And what I really like about these examples that I'm showing you guys at the moment is now you can see that it's got some of the red color, orange, and also it creates some really nice gradient as well. Just like how we talked about, yes, there are primary colors and secondary colors as well, but this person is trying to make like a secondary and a tertiary color at the same time. So it's like a gradient technique that this person has created. Now, I do want to tell you it's going to take quite a lot of time to set this up. However, if you do have this material, I do challenge you guys to go for this one. So to complete this work, maybe you guys can install all of these in the corner of a room, or if you want to make it really look nice, you can put it against like a white piece of paper and then take a photo of it to complete your work. And then when you come back to the school, we can print it and put it into our workbook. So to wrap up this task, I'm just going to be giving you guys a to-do list. So as you can see, number one, what I want you guys to do is first of all, create a circle on a piece of A4 paper. After that, you guys will decide which media that you are going to be using. So that could be paint, collage, and sculpture. Now, just to summarize that word media, this word media basically means what you will be using. Are you going to be using paint? Are you going to be using papers? Are you going to be using coloring pencils? So those are considered as a media within art terminology. And number three, you're going to finish this task by actually completing your color wheel. Now, do a really good job, guys. Don't just do like a one layer and then finish it up. Make sure you get right onto the corners of each sections that you created so your color wheel looks absolutely perfect. So thank you very much, Year 9s. I hope that was a really helpful video for you guys, and I really hope that you guys have a really good understanding about colors from now on. I'll see you guys when the lockdown is over, and make sure you guys are completing the work by the time that I set you guys in the post for you guys. Thank you, and I'll see you later.